Thank you for joining us. Welcome, everybody, tonight at European Study Talk. If we are going to look deeper into the worldwide history and situation, we probably should start with Europe. It's not just because it's one of the birthplace of a human culture. It's also one of the leading economic and political body in the world. And tonight, our feature school, European Law and Government School from Greece, we are pleased to invite Miss Sandra and Dr. Nikolaos Voulgaris, and they will introduce us the school's program and what will be the advantage to study with them.
Hello, and thank you for inviting us, and thank you for having and for being here and meeting you all. Let me share first my screen so I can go through a small presentation of the school, of this unique university, focusing on European law and governance, and explaining a bit who we are and what we do in this world. And then we will be happy, both me and Dr. Voulgaris, who is a resident lecturer here at the ELGS, to respond to any of your questions and try to explain a bit more what the school does best. So welcome to this unique university. The name of the university is European Law and Governance School. It is actually quite a peculiar university, since it is supported by many of Europe's leaders that have contributed to its creation. It was first conceived, you will as I will present, as I will go on with my presentation, you will see how this is actually done. It was first conceived by Professor Giuliano Amato, the former Prime Minister of Italy. They had created a group of academics back in Rome, back in 2008. And they were thinking what was actually missing from Europe and from the European institutions. And they thought that this global view, this view of people that do not actually present their own countries, but a more supranational type of officials is needed. So they created this, they thought about creating a school that would do exactly that, that would create officials and people who could join that, and actually professionals that could join the European institutions and the global institutions and would have a supranational perspective. The European Law and Governance School was launched at the European Parliament. You can imagine why, because it's so focused in actually what Europe is all about. And the announcement of the school was done in Rome, in Italy, at the Quirinale Palace, which is the presidential palace of Italy. Active presidents, Supreme Court judges, and European officials have joined the school in different formats, either giving lectures or even coming for the events and joining us, and even doing online events for our students. Thought leaders that have promoted the EU integration have spearheaded the development of the school and are joining its governance also. So that is why we claim to be supported by Europe's leaders. It is a truly international school in that perspective. It is operated by an international organization that happens to be in Greece, in Athens. And this organization has 17 member countries and 76 universities within its board of directors. So it's quite an important player in the European and global spectrum. The school is connected to 30 universities around the world, among which we can see Sorbonne, we can see different universities in Europe, but not only in Europe, even in China, even in the US. If you check our school's website, you can see the affiliations it has with those different universities. What we claim to have as a unique and strong point is our connection to 100 of the best professors that teach around the world in the best universities, but also come to teach to the ELGS. All classes are taught in English, and our research, especially for those who want to do a Master of Studies, a Master of Philosophy, or even a PhD, they can do it in their own language, provided that one of these languages is represented in our faculty. Let's say people from this country and this using this language are supported, are within our network. It is actually true that this is a very boutique school. It is a small school. It has been initiated in 2016, and it is very focused in European law and global governance. So governance is actually a word combining three disciplines: political science, international affairs, and public administration. This school is also specialized, but it's in a way also very open to different developments. And it is very interdisciplinary within this specialized focus that it has in European and global law and governance. All of the programs are designed by our international task force, and they incorporate the most recent developments in their fields. The strong points of the school. As already mentioned, it is run by an international organization, and this helps our students to join the network of international organizations, to have a good acquaintance with important people playing an important role in the European and global things around the world, and also in the institutions. And they can be taught in a way to join these institutions and become very high-end professionals, and actually provide to the institutions what the institutions actually need. So it's a very focused school on those who want to join international or even institutions in their own country, but with an international focus. As said, a very strong network, as already mentioned, because the European Law and Governance School is very strongly affiliated with APLO, the international organization, that has a scientific council of more than 200 academics and jurists that play an important role around the world. And those are the ones who mainly are the source for our faculty and for teaching at the school. Practice-based learning with many, of course, all of our programs are now online, so you can follow the school even from your country. You have a wide network of countries and universities that recognize the degrees of the ELGS. And of course, it's a unique location that not many people would think about to join as a study, but they would very much think about of coming to see it. The vision of the school was to create a generation of youth that would disseminate the idea and values of Europe worldwide. Why is that interesting? Why should that be interesting to a Taiwan student, a student coming from Taiwan? Because Europe is not just a faraway place, a faraway continent, but it is actually, the point is to educate a generation of youth that wish to serve their nations best by doing business with Europe, by understanding Europe, by promoting their national interests within Europe. So that is actually what this school comes to serve. It comes to serve those students, those professionals that want to serve their nations best by being interrelated with the European and global spectrum. This school is actually a school of excellence. and this is demonstrated even on the symbol, on its symbol. The symbol is inspired by a seraphim mosaic at the Church of Hagia Sophia in Turkey, in Istanbul. And the mosaic is, this seraphim is depicted in the center, but around it, there are Greek ancient words explaining what the ancient Spartans, which are people from a part of Greece, would promise to their elders that they will become better. So this school is actually focused in progress, the personal development, and excellence. Our programs, we offer undergraduate studies, postgraduate studies, and research degrees. Our undergraduate studies are 3-year programs that provide a comprehensive understanding on legal principles and the world of contemporary governance, as explained earlier. Those who follow our undergraduate 3-year programs, they can do a Master 1 or Master 2 in their own national legal system, provided that there are 5 students or more wishing to do so. In the postgraduate studies, we have 1-year degrees, and also they are related to EU law and the latest agenda in global public policy, in global policy making. Our research degrees are, you can join them up to a PhD degree level. And what is actually done is you have a research topic that you propose. We try to link you with our network that would be interested, someone from a network that would be interested in this topic that you wish to pursue and that you suggest. And if you have already selected a language, we also try to match a professor from our network that also knows this language and researches in this language. And then you follow your own research with the professor under the, let's say, the framework of the school. There are no actually taught lessons there in the research degrees, but there is every year approximately 10 days of research skills taught courses in order to initiate the program. The type of degrees, the specific type, we have an LLB in European law, a bachelor's degree in European governance. LLB is the specific degree for law. It is a name uniquely used for all law degrees in the undergraduate level. If there is a bachelor also in European governance, I would like to remind again that European governance is actually a combination of 3 disciplines: public administration, international relations, and political science. And there is also a combo degree of European law and governance, where the student can select either 2 years of European law or governance, according to his or her choice, and 1 year of the other. So you get a glimpse of both worlds, and then you have a better view in order to select your postgraduate degrees. Postgraduate options: LLM in EU law and Masters in Governance. And research, as already mentioned, Master of Studies, which is a 1-year degree, Master of Philosophy 2 years or more, and PhD 3 years or more. The ELGS governance is comprised by very high perceived personalities from around the world. Giuliano Amato is the president of the Board of Trustees. He is the former Prime Minister of Italy. You can also see Giacinto della Cananea. He's Italian, and he's the president of the faculty board of the ELGS, and he's a professor. He's also in Bocconi and other universities. Bertrand Mathieu is the president of the Council of Representatives, and he's a member of the Council of State in France. Andreas Potakis is the Ombudsman of Greece, and Adonis Pandelis is dean, and he's a law studies professor. So this is the leadership of the school. Our premises, we have premises in 1 hour from Athens and Sunion. This is so you can see here the basic premises, and this is the lecture room. It is by the sea, and we also have premises in the center of Athens, in the old part of Athens, in Plaka. You can watch many videos on our premises and our school, both in the ELGS website, www.elgs.eu, or you can also see some of that in the EEFT, at the website of the fair. Some milestones just for you to have a glimpse of what we do. You can see here, besides Giuliano Amato, who is the president of our board of trustees, you can see also the president of the Portuguese Republic with us, that he's also lecturing our students. You can see him here. And here you see the former president of the Hellenic Republic, where our students, some of our students, have visited the Hellenic presidential mansion. So we try to give them a full view of what institutions and what important personalities around the world do, and how we give them an open space to discuss with them and to meet them. I don't know if I've covered all of your questions, but this is actually a small presentation to give you a view of the school. I don't know if Dr. Voulgaris wants to share with us some thoughts.
Thank you very much, Sandra. Hello from my part also. I believe that my colleague Sandra has covered most of the things that would interest you in having a first idea of what our school is about. I only want to reiterate that in the globalized world all of us are living today, having knowledge of aspects of law or governance, for example, of entities that exist outside our countries, like the European Union, the United Nations, or the World Trade Organization, are very important, not only for lawyers, but also for political scientists. And this could be of relevance, not only for someone who wants to go abroad, live abroad, and practice his profession outside of his country, but also for people who want to actually go back and bring in the country where they want to live and work some knowledge of what is happening outside. Because as Sandra said, and as I want to emphasize, states do not exist in a vacuum, do not live, let's say, isolated in the international community. So we need to understand how institutions that affect all of us work, how they possibly create laws or create policies that affect us. And in order to understand these institutions, we must have a very solid and very good background as to how they work and what they do. And this is mainly what the ELGS wants to offer to you. That's all I wanted to say, and we really look forward to hearing what you have to ask us.
Right. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Nicholas, for telling us since ELGS could be a quite new school to Taiwanese students and audience. It's definitely no way what the school may train a student, or would those student could be put in the worldwide stage. Now let's welcome our questions from the audience. First of all, let's start with some practical information for them. For example, what would be the application looks like with ELGS? Like, for example, what would be the qualification the applicant should have? What will be the length and the procedure of the whole application?
Okay, the application process for next year is going to start in a month. It's going to open in a month. The application can be done online via our website. If you visit our website, www.elgs.eu, you select the degree of your choice, and then you enter the degree, and then you can find a tab for its application, and you can follow the steps from there. The application, we offer online courses, so no need for somebody who doesn't want to travel to Greece. They can follow online from their own country.
Right.
We will need a completed application form, a photograph, an ID. So we also need the most recent academic record, either undergraduate, if we are talking about the postgraduate degree, or high school degree, if we are talking. And of course, it should be translated, officially translated. A certificate of an English language proficiency, if non-native speaker, of course, scanned and uploaded. Personal statement, about 400 words, explaining the reasons of focusing in this specific degree, and also if they request a scholarship, which the ELGS offers. Actually, it's the international organization behind the ELGS that offers scholarships of up to 50%. So they can also apply for a scholarship, and they need to explain within their personal statement why they think they merit this scholarship, and what are the competencies, as if they were writing a CV for a company, but more focused in these studies. 1 or 2 reference letters, depending on the degree, one from academic for sure, and an application of 50 euros, which is non-refundable, an application fee for 50 euros. That's it.
So after they submit all this document on the website, usually how long may they wait for the result, or probably will there be any interview for during the evaluation?
The academic committee will review the application within, we say, approximately 4 to 6 weeks, and they usually the applications are reviewed on a first come, first go basis. And then the student is informed by our admissions office of the academics committee decision, both for the scholarship or for the application itself. And there might be the academic committee, if they feel they need it, they might ask for an online interview from the student, and it will be arranged.
So should the applicant have, for example, if they are applying for the program in law, should they have the relevant, like the same background back in the university?
Dr. Voulgaris, would you like to explain that? Yes, it's needed. First of all, it is needed if if the student is applying for a postgraduate degree in law,
Right.
they need to have done some EU law in their own first undergraduate degree.
I see.
I don't know if Dr. Voulgaris wants to say something more about that.
No, I do not. You covered
Okay.
it, Sandra.
Okay.
All right. It's for program postgraduate in law. Well, does all the programs, or say postgraduate program at ELGS, require applicant to have relevant background, like academically?
The governance programs do not require such an academic background. They
Right.
need a social science background.
All right.
Or human
art.
science.
Okay.
Yeah, human. Yeah. It's only the legal aspect of our degrees that needs a background in EU law or
EU.
global law. And again, we will review the applications that come in,
Right.
and go into in a deeper basis if people are, if these students are interested in applying to us. So we will review specifically the courses that they have done.
Which means they a transcript of their university degree is also required in order to, because sometimes there are some students might have master in probably administration, like official administration or economics, business school. They might also interesting like there's some business law or law related within their master. So that's why I'm asking.
Mm.
The second of the question would be you mentioned there be some language task certificate required. What would they be? Like for example, do you accept TOEFL, IELTS, and what would be the level, the minimum level of each?
We usually ask TOEFL or uh, proficiency in English from actually grade B onwards, Cambridge, or any relevant degree, any degree of showing the proficiency of English language equivalent to this level of B would be accepted at the ELGS.
So it should be above B1.
Exactly.
B1, P2, or C1, C2.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you just mentioned there, are there any scholarship for international students?
We offer up to 50% full scholarship, not full scholarship, 50% scholarship for the tuition fees for international students. And these, we have more of about 40% of students following our studies that are offered this scholarship. The scholarship is given upon merit. Mainly, we actually focus on the personality of the student, on their record, their academic record, but also what they have done generally in life, if they have followed any professional activity or anything that might enhance our view of their personality and their motivation with regards to their career. And we focus very much on their personal statement and the reasons they explain why they merit the scholarship.
Right. So I'd say they should apply for the scholarship by themselves, or it's like automatically eligible when they are applying for any program with ELGS.
They should point within their application. There is a question saying, if do you wish to follow ELGS with a scholarship? They have to say yes there, and within their personal statement, explain the reasons.
Another point would be the tuition fee with ELGS.
Okay. The ELGS degrees, the undergraduate degrees are 9,900 euros per year.
For all the program?
All programs. All postgraduate degrees are 13,800 euros per year. And all of the research degrees are 15,000 euros per year.
Do we have any questions from the audience? All right. So for either graduate student or postgraduate student in law, shall I pass any say like official or national lawyer examination, or in Greece, or like the European law related like certificate before their graduation?
If they want to be lawyers in Greece, they need to pass an official. They will need to make an equivalent survey with a specific law association and check what they have. But if they are international students, depends what their career,
Right.
what they want to do actually further on. If they want to work in an international organization, a legal entity, or they will need actually their own national law, but as well as European law degree. And this is what we offer.
So like pass any like national exam is not a requirement for graduation?
It's not a requirement. No, it's not.
Okay, sure.
It's only the graduation tests for the graduation exams of the school.
Right. But as long as they would like to stay in Europe or say in Greece to be a work in the law related industry, they have to get a certificate.
Yes, they do.
Okay. you just mentioned there will be LLM in law, the program. If a student is not a law-related academic student, can they apply for that as well? Or if they already finished their bachelor degree but not in the law-related fields, can they also apply for LLM?
The LLM is specifically for law-related degrees. So you need, as mentioned before, because you asked me with regard to that, you need to have followed in your undergraduate studies some sort of European law or global law studies courses. Actually, 1 or 2 courses in European law would be helpful for you to be a possible candidate for this LLM degree. If you're doing a master's degree in governance, you do not need that. Also, if you want to enter our undergraduate studies, you don't need to have any other degree because we are starting from scratch.
Right.
We are actually also focusing in high school students, so they don't need to have this background.
So to summarize, for the programs in bachelor program at ELGS, the applicant doesn't have to have any academic background, since like they will start from the very beginning, like the basics at ELGS. But if they move on to the master program in law, they need academic background back in college or university, or like does working experience count or not?
Yes.
Okay. Any professional or academic experience in law would be taken into consideration when they are applying for master in law. But
I
for
think
master
also European law context
European law
would be, or global administrative law would be taken into consideration.
Of course.
This is why the transcripts from the university are always helpful and relevant, and asked for actually by the ELGS.
All right, I think that's all the questions we had so far for tonight, or for today at your site. Thank you for coming, Sandra, bringing us the very, very fresh introduction. It's very, very new area, say new school for us. And hopefully we will have more and more Taiwanese students visiting your school and probably have more culture and academic exchange in the future. So thank you for bringing us the presentation tonight.
Thank you for having us here, and thank you for sharing the ELGS with the Taiwanese students. Please do not hesitate to send us any email in the school's email if there are any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
See you next time.